Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to go up here in your URL bar and type in pixlr.com, P-I-X-L-R, there's no E, okay, P-I-X-L-R.com, all right? And the first thing that you're going to do when you get here is you're going to see that it can say start editing and it gives you different options. What you want to do right here is you're going to click Pixlr E, P-I-X-L-R-E, okay? And it's going to give you some different options here. What you want to do is click Open Image, okay, and it will give you, it'll open up, and yours is going to look different because you're on a Chromebook, okay. So you're going to come in here and you're going to find the picture that you want to use, or at least the first picture that you want to try and use, okay. And I'm going to go with, let's do Danny DeVito, because he's a funny dude. Okay, so right now this is where my picture's at. Now if you have a lot of background space that you need to get rid of, you need to use something called the crop tool, which is right over here. It looks like a square made by two different pieces. I don't know exactly what it really looks like, but if you hover over it, it says crop. Okay, it's going to put these little bars around your photo, and you can drag these bars in as needed. Okay, and then all you do is click enter. Okay, I'm not going to do that because mine doesn't really need it. Okay, but you can do that. All right. The next step that we need to do is we need to adjust this down to black and white. So if it's a photo adjustment, you can see right up here it says adjustment. All right. So I'm going to click adjustment, hue and saturation, and I'm going to bring this saturation all the way down. And you can move these boxes out of the way if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to bring the saturation all the way down so it is as a black and white photo, and I'm going to click apply. Okay, so now that I've applied this, I'm in a black and white photo. All right, what I want to do at this point is I want to adjust it to where I can see more values across his face, because right now my photo doesn't have the best light on his face. It's all pretty flat, medium values. Your photo may be better, so you may not have to adjust as much. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go up here to adjust, brightness and contrast. Okay, I'm going to boost the brightness up a little bit, and I'm going to boost the contrast up some more too. So now you can see what I did by doing that. You can see more highlights on his face like this. Okay, and you can see more dark values too. So it basically increases the amount of shadows and highlights that you can see by changing this. Now, wherever you're at, my numbers are going to look different than yours are, because every photo is a little bit different. So once you get it to where it looks good and you can see dark values, light values, and medium values in there, then you're going to go ahead and click apply. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is, now that we've got it in black and white and we've got it adjusted, okay, as far as our contrast goes, we can see really good highlights and dark values. I'm going to go up here to blur it out, because if I have every single detail in there, the filter that we end up putting on it at the very end isn't going to look quite right. It's going to look a little bit grainy. So we want to kind of blur it out a little bit. So I'm going to go up here to filter, and I'm going to click blur. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this, and you can see, depending on how much I adjust, it'll make it really blurry to where you can't tell anything, or no blur at all. You want it to look like it's just a little bit out of focus. So I'm going to go to like right here-ish. Okay, every photo is different, so don't pay attention to the numbers. You just go with your photo, what looks about right. So you're wanting it to look kind of just a little bit out of focus, and I'm going to click apply. Okay, now at this point, I've done everything that I need to do, and you can look at your history over here. Okay, so I opened the image, I turned it to black and white with the hue and saturation, brightness and contrast, I adjusted that, and then blur. And this is the order that you're going in. The last thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up to filter, okay, or not filter, sorry, adjust, right down here to posterize. Okay, so what posterizing is going to do is it's going to flatten the photo down into however many layers you want it to be. Okay, and we want 4 layers. So sometimes when I do this, if I click 4, sometimes it will come up with actually 4 layers. But if you look at this right now, if I count this, right now I have 5, even though the number says 4. Okay, so look at this. White is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's weird. I don't think when I put in 4, I think what it's doing is it's saying 4 colors, but it's excluding white as one of those colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 3. Okay, so that will give us 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I legitimately have 4 layers. Even though my number says 3, I'm going to click apply. Okay, and this picture is ready to go. Okay, this picture is ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to save or file. Okay, save. I'm going to click download. And it's going to ask you where you want to put it. Where you want to put yours is into that art folder in your Google Drive. Okay, just right next to the original. You may need to change the name to, like, mine says Danny DeVito. Maybe you want to make it say edit. Okay, so you're going to put it in that folder that you originally saved your stuff in. So your art folder. Okay, and you'll click save. All right, and that's it. All right, so you're going to do the same thing for your other photos as well, and you'll in a little bit I'll explain what I want you to do with those to get those ready for our next step. Okay, but that's all the editing. So if you need to come back and watch this, you can do so.